Welcome back.
Aloha.
Aloha.
We're
Shabbat shalom.
here. All right. Well, here we are. Back to just chat again about who knows what.
You again.
You again. All right. So we're gonna chat. This was something Ash brought up, and we all agreed this was a hot topic, but a good topic. Do you want to kick it off, Ash or Jess?
Sure. Yeah. So,
Yeah, go.
I mean, with the Grammys and award shows, there's so many amazing, sexy women of all ages that we see all the time. And, there's been so many conversations about Madonna at the Grammys and the way she was shot. Paulina, I'm probably going to butcher her last name, Porzakova. And, people like her, or even Lizzo. No matter what you do, someone's going to say something. And the fact that we feel so entitled to like bring it to troll somebody is where I have an issue. I mean, you can have an opinion and be like, I do not like the Botox and the filler and the look of Madonna. That's fine. Or, I think Paulina Porzakova should put on some clothes. Like, but the fact that we're so negative about it, I mean, opinions are opinions, but it just seems to me, no matter what way you age, no matter what age you are, no matter what your figure is, if you're a vegan, like Lizzo, oh, she's a vegan. Why? Because she's full figured? Like, who cares? She's freaking gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Do you know how many people would die to look like her? She's a knockout. Madonna, trailblazer. She like back. None of you, like, you guys are all talking crap. None of you could even do half the things she's accomplished in her life.
Did you see some of the commentary though, that it was secretly that people don't realize that, like, the bigger question is, why do women feel the need to do these things? So it's like we're breaking, each other down, if you will, but it's like, what is the bigger, picture is that why do we, and I would say predominantly women, I think men don't fall into it as much because there's that theory, like men, age better than women. You have these silver foxes, and it's like, then you have like old ladies. Like there's why is there such a fascination with like women to never age and get older? Like that's the bigger question. Not like, hey, why are people doing this to themselves? But like, why as a society do we not think someone is, like aging skin is not attractive, or people who have like more weight on their body? I guess that's the question.
And like, why is everybody so judgy? And like you said, I mean, everybody's so judgy. Everyone has opinions, which is fine. But it's also like you were saying, women are breaking each other down. It's, stop trying to push people down and each other down, but like bring people up. I just think it's such an ugly world sometimes. Well, a lot these days.
Yeah.
That why do you have to nitpick? Like Madonna. No, I'm not into the way she looks. It actually, I'm shocked at the way she looks, to be honest. But if that's what she is choosing to do, then that's what she's choosing to do. And if that's what makes her feel good, then that's what makes her feel good,
and she's
right?
honest about it. She's not someone that's saying like, oh,
I don't have anything done.
That's what I mean. Like, these people that are open and honest about their views on aging or how they feel beautiful or how they feel sexy, they still get slack for it. And I don't understand that. I was having a conversation with someone extremely close in my family, like a really, really close relationship. And I had just seen Emily in Paris, and that woman,
Sylvie.
So she was wearing
my
that
spirit animal
see-through dress, and like, she looked like such a knockout. I mean, of course, she had exposed nipples and the whole thing, but her body is so beautiful, and she's like a freaking knockout. And I was telling this woman, and she was like, oh, gross. Like, oh my gosh, her skin. And like, I don't think people should look like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, like,
that is how people look
like that. You're going to see me walking around like that.
That is how people look. Even my mother was here at my house the other day doing laundry, and she's like, whose shirt is this? Is this a kid's shirt? Because it was cropped. And I was like, no, it's a crop top. She's like, oh, I hate those. And I'm like, I do not hate them. And I will be wearing those until the tatas accidentally fall out the bottom. Like if I have
down to your waist.
I'm living right now. Like,
we'll still wear them. I will tie it back and throw it over my shoulder, and we're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I think it's time to like not have to be, well, I always give this advice out to a lot of people. Like what other people think of you is none of your business. Like you absolutely need to get to a point where you feel comfortable in your own skin, and how other people view or like judge what you're doing doesn't matter. Like that meme where it's like, hey, here's a picture and it's like an empty room. And it's like, here's all the people that pay your bills and do like, they don't matter, but like societally, we're so sucked into, like Instagram and TikTok and all these like influential things that you have to look a certain way. Like this is the body you should have. This is the house you should have. This is what you should be eating. It's like, it's crazy.
But I think we also put the pressure on ourselves because I think it's so easy to say like what other people think of you doesn't matter. But I don't care. There's a piece of everyone that's like somewhere that like is like, oh,
They do, but I think the older that you get, so I feel like I'm.
Well, Jess, how old are you? Let's start there. So how old are you?
So she's 46.
She's
46.
She is
46.
46, soon to be 47. Like that's this year. Like, which is crazy because I don't think of myself like that. But I think the older that you get, the more comfortable, and you just kind of, not that you turn into like, I always think of like those old women who are like crotchety and just like say however they're feeling, but you do get to a point where you're just like,
it's definitely gonna be Ash.
like whatever.
I'm already
like,
there. Who are you kidding?
I don't need you to like my outfit. I don't need you to like what I stand for, how I present myself. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
That's like and to me, like that's an empowering thing, that when you, just embrace where you're at in the scheme of time, it's like, yeah, you know what? My neck isn't as tight as it used to be. Neither is my stomach, but
I mean, it does come with age. I will say that, in the 20s area, teens, 20s, people start to tell you that are more mature, like your confidence will come with age. Your confidence will come with age. And you keep thinking like, yeah. It does.
Well, I even see like the college kid, like they all look alike. Probably because I have a kid in college.
Yeah.
It's like you can go to any area and be like, oh, they're definitely in school. Like they all look the same. They all have the same, the same shoes, the same jackets, the same like, they're all the same. And it's like interesting. Like when does that break off? Like when do you become your own person?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you think back to like when you were in school and college and high school, and it's like, Jess, your kids are all high school, college. I have daughters, my daughter, and I know it's not, it's different, but it's, still like my daughter, I watch her now and she's going to be 8. And it's like I was trying to tell her, what did I tell her? I tried to tell her like last night or the other day, like, who cares what they think about you? It's because she got new glasses and she's like, I love them. And I was like, and that's all that matters. You love them. And I try to say to her, like, I'm proud of you, but I'm like, are you proud of you? Because that's important that you're proud of you. And, you think about these things, you guys know, like as you're raising your kids, and it's like, at what point do you break off and be your own? And I think it takes time, because I think we can tell them all we want, but they want to belong and be part of something.
It's that fine line, with that whole thing. And even to your, like with us and being in the beauty industry, it's that fine line of
it's so ugly.
What we actually do, what we actually get paid for is outward beauty. It's not beauty is on the inside. But I know I can speak for everybody on this call, and probably most of our inner circle in beauty, is we do it for the inside out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's every artist in themselves. Every artist, it's an inside feeling that we're able to bring with our hands and creativity outwards to people.
And make people, feel so good.
Exactly.
And confident.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about our industry, I find, is they're like, oh, like,
like, yeah, like it's superficial and like shallow. But the funny thing is too, like to that point, when you talk about like the aging factor, like how many women, and I have friends, like they'll be like, oh, like they don't want to tell you how old they are. Like it's like one of those things, like you don't ask a woman their age, you don't ask a woman her weight. And it's just like,
what's me?
What is that? What is that?
Yeah. Hi, do you want my bra size? You want my
is that you?
I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah, that's me.
But
Yeah,
like, tell me why. Like, is it like,
I think actually, I think it's like more of an internal thing. I think what like I've been dealing with a lot lately is how fast time has gone since,
mm,
I'm gonna be 40. I'm gonna tell everyone I'm gonna be 40. But like you think like you watch your kids and you remember being 8 years old. And you remember and you're watching them. And then I look at my 8-year-old, I'm like, oh my God, you're 8. And it's like, wow, all that time went by and you enjoyed pieces and you didn't enjoy pieces of your life then. You get, different parts. There were like wonderful pieces, they were not wonderful. And for me, it's like, shit, I'm going to be 40. And while I've done so many amazing things in my life, so many, it's also like my childhood was really great, right? We had a great neighborhood, like a lot of good stuff. And it's like, wow, that's over. And I don't have that for my kid. She has a great group of friends, it's a different neighborhood, different style. But it's like, wow, that went so fast.
and
Like
that's
I
why I
think,
think kids do that. Like, it's like you never think you're getting older yourself, but like kids are
yeah,
such a gauge where like all of a sudden 5 years go by, 10 years go by. Like, I can't even believe I have a
no,
son who
yes,
No.
is old enough almost to drink alcohol. And we went to Mexico. We went
legally.
bars and
Right.
hung out. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
I'm also 20. This is so
Yeah.
weird.
Living my best life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think kids like, like you just maybe see it a little differently. I don't know, and then it's like, they wanna grow up so fast, and I'm like, "No,
Especially the
just
girls.
enjoy
That's a
it."
girl. Yeah.
Like, my daughter's like, "Mommy, I wanna be a teenager," and I was like, A, I don't want you to be a teenager yet because you already act like one, and B, like, girl, you are gonna miss living this 8-year-old life when you're turning 40, you
You're going
know?
to miss nap time. No one
Like,
ever talks about it.
yeah,
No.
don't act you don't want it when you're little, but now as an adult, I'm like, "Can everyone leave me alone so I can take a nap?" But yeah, I
Hmm.
think that's for me, like, it's that like realization of like, wow, my college years went so fast, but like you're in it and you're just, and so I really try mentally to like just enjoy what I'm doing. And I know a lot of times we live through our phones and we take pictures and things like that, but it's like I'm never going to get this moment back. Time is not something you can borrow. Like once it's over, it's over. And it's the most valuable thing. And I think in my age, and I think all of us too, we were talking about, another podcast about friendships and time and things like that and how you spend your time. Time is so valuable that you want to, at this point in your life, spend your time doing what's going to work for you, your family, yourself, what's going to make you happy. And I don't know where I went with this, but this is where I ended up is
Yeah.
in this
Well, and I
conversation.
think, another big point um that I always come back to when it comes to women aging or just aging in general and aging through life is life is really hard and we've all had loss, and especially with COVID, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, Carly and I had a friend who lost her son and we were literally both in our closets crying for like an hour on the phone together.
Mhm.
There are some people that are not granted the opportunity to age,
Mm,
whether it's 3 to 4, 14 to 15, 39 to 40,
mhm.
whatever it is, some people aren't granted that milestone. So I think as much as it sucks to look down and see another age spot on my hands or to like be like, do I need Botox? Do I need a chemical peel? Do I need filler? I think we all have to take a step back no matter how we age and just realize we're so lucky to be where we are, to be granted this life, no matter how hard it is. We've all got our cards that we're dealt, but just like,
Mhm.
just be there for each other. You're doing a good job. Pat on the back. We're
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
doing the
You
best
opened
we
your
can.
eyes today. Like, that's
Yeah,
like,
you're
people can't
not
say that, you know?
yeah, you're not everyone is granted that opportunity to turn 40, to turn 47, to turn 37.
I was like, yeah, Ash, to turn what age for you?
Yeah,
She's
37.
like 25 plus.
Fine.
Right?
So yeah, the people aren't granted that opportunity. And we've all lost friends, from kids until now, and it's gonna keep happening. And we just have to like realize that we're lucky to be aging, period.
I mean, geez.
Amen.
We got real hardcore right there. Sorry, we
Yeah.
took it for a
Deep,
turn
real
there,
deep.
but
Yeah, ladies. So stop your shit.
yeah, cut the shit.
Cut your
Inject,
shit and
don't
be nice to each
inject.
other.
Gives a shit.
Yeah, listen, you wanna be real, talk about each other behind each other's back. Don't be
Oh,
trolling anybody.
wait,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, actually, I was gonna save that for a whole other thing. Jess, sorry if you want to jump in, whatever you
No.
do with that finger point. But man, you guys laugh at me for keeping tight-lipped, but I have found just from other experiences, not even for myself, that it serves no purpose to talk shit about other people.
No. It's
No.
more of
Yeah.
a reflection on the person talking shit than the shit talking.
Because it's like, and even if I've said something about someone, I actually don't feel good after. I'm like, why
Mm.
did I say that? What am I feeling? You're right. What am I feeling about myself? And it's also again like one of those things where it's like, they want to do that. Who gives a shit? I can't control them. I can only control what I can control. But yeah. Okay, anyway, that's a whole other episode. Ash, there was one thing that we were talking about with age and how you, if you want to talk about it,
Oh,
at
you
one
used to lie
point,
about my age?
yeah, at one point in our career, there was a reason you lied about your age, and I was
Yeah.
stumped when you told me, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, because no one takes you sometimes when you're the youngest of the group or, you know, what have you, they base that off of like experience. Like, well, oh, you can't do this because you're
So
only so
you
and
said you were
so.
older? This is such a twist.
Yes. Tell her what. How
That-
old?
Yeah, I think I said I was like 3 or 4 years older. I think I said I was older than Carly. Right? I was 41.
Something, and I was like, I
Oh,
think you
she's
were
And then
41.
She's
and then the
41. She has like a
timeline.
lot of
I think it was like a 34 or 32. You were because when did we meet? I mean,
I don't know. We don't have to go back to that. But I'm just saying, I
but it was
basically made
something.
myself like 4 or 5 years older.
You were definitely in your late 20s, and you say you were in your 30s.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
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 Because
Your face.
like I
I
said,
know. I'm like,
yo,
mind
I mean,
blown that
Homeboy wasn't signing me up for Fashion Week. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing that. I was like, bro, I'm like, and you're like, oh, well, your experience and blah blah blah. I was like, all right. Oh, you want to go for experience? So
So
guess what?
that's just so funny because I feel like the opposite of people is to
Yes.
basically say you're younger. And it's so funny because I know of someone who they introduced themselves to me and I kind of knew of who they were from other people, and the age that they told me, I knew for a fact was not their age. Like, I was like, I don't know who you're trying to kid, sis, but like, we're good. Like, and funny enough, I feel like I'm in a new brand and I think I'm the oldest person
I
on
think you
my
are too.
team.
I think
And
you
it's
you?
are.
fine, but it's always like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm the
There's
oldest.
so
Like,
much
okay.
experience,
Mm-hmm.
I
a wealth of
think
knowledge.
I
You know what's funny?
I don't know.
I said this the other day to two people at work because I didn't want to say I was old. I didn't want to call myself old.
No,
But
never
I
call
was
yourself old.
I was saying something like because they were talking about a situation and I said something like in my and I was about to say old age and I was like my mature age, which I also in turn realized like a day later that I lost sleep over is that I probably sounded like an asshole to them that I was like saying I'm more mature than them, but really I meant I'm old. And I said something like I've learned, like don't worry about it if you can't change them, so just do what you have to do and do your job the best you can do for yourself. But I caught myself because I didn't want to call myself old, and then I called myself mature, and I was like, "Shit, Carly,
But don't you think that that's so?
put your foot in your mouth."
I know someone who does that. Like, oh, I'm old, and it's like, really though? Like, you're only as old as you actually feel. Like, someone like, oh, I can't go out on a Saturday night. I'm just old, and I'm literally like 10 years older than said
Jess
person.
is
And
ready.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? I'm ready to go. You should be ready to go. I don't know. I think it's funny. Like, it's definitely,
Just say you're
you know,
tired. Like I just want to tell people, just say you're tired or
I'm
something.
always like, "Oh, the baby has, needs me."
right. But
That's
don't
my
say you're
way
like,
out.
I'm old. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like basically you're curled up with your cat,
But
drinking
then that
tea.
almost
No offense,
insults the person, the other mature one that's like,
But like, if you want to stay in with your cat and your tea,
just
also
do
who
it. Just
gives a
say,
shit?
like, you know what? I don't want to go out tonight.
Yeah, they don't care.
yes.
So yeah, so like if you're like someone who wants to be at home sipping tea with your cat and you don't go out, but I don't
Like,
know,
who gives a shit? Just sit at
right?
home and drink your tea.
Like, speaking of sipping tea, don't you guys like have like stuff you want to share with me that I gotta like pick up and stuff?
Up. Here we
Yeah, do
go.
you want me to go? Well, I think earlier in this episode we talked about maybe there was another one. My frugalista ways. Like I love a good find. So sometimes I can't, I'm like sucked in to drive, like when I drive by like Five Below or like Michael's. Like I don't know if anyone else gets this way. I'm like, ooh, I gotta pull in and see what's in there.
Stop.
What is
It is
this?
really pretty. It's like a purple studded.
And that's
cup.
not Starbucks. Like seriously, it's
Yes,
not.
exactly. But it looks just
It's
like the
big.
Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
It's $5. It's PBA free, which
Oh,
I mean,
Okay,
I don't know
so
what
you
that
drink.
means to me.
Can you drink hot and cold out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so it doesn't sweat.
No.
Oh, it's really beautiful. Wow,
that's
Right?
like really impressive.
it's like a two.
Yeah, they had them in other colors, but I was like, oh,
Is
all
it
right,
dishwasher
Starbucks.
safe at Five Below?
You know what?
Guess we'll have to go.
I don't know. I'm in a hand washer just because I'm
You're a
that
hand
kind of
washer.
mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not really, but it's cute.
You're like
It is cute.
matte washes.
Run, don't walk.
Yeah, and it like holds. It looks like it holds a lot. All right,
It actually looks like Starbucks. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm good for a dupe. So there it is.
so mine is branded.
Oh,
It's a little chip in it. I actually got these made. See that? You can close it, but it comes with a straw, hot or cold, for my friend's bachelorette party this summer. So I got all the attendees one with their name, but I love it because it's so big. I got it on Etsy, so I'll put the link into her shop, but it was like affordable.
Yeah, branded. I love it.
Hot
I
or
love
cold.
branded.
And everybody uses them. Like they're like, I drink out of mine all
You can
the
never
time.
have enough cups.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
all right. So I mean, I guess I hate using the word basic, and I know Jess does too, but I love me a hydro flask.
A hydro flask.
Oh.
Ooh, I don't have one of these.
Hot, cold. It's really good by the pool as well, like on the concrete. Like if it drops, it doesn't like scratch either, which is nice. Also, it fits in the cup holder in the car because nothing pisses me off more when I get a tumbler or I get a coffee cup and they don't, and it doesn't fit in the cup holder. Why?
I'm surprised that none of us, well, obviously, clearly I'm not a zillennial or whatever that, I don't know.
What did you call it?
I don't know. So like we were at a work function recently and like everyone was talking about the Stanley Cup, like, and not like hockey.
That's
the
all
Stanley
I
Cup.
thought when you
Like,
said that.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly. And I was like, what the hell is a Stanley Cup? And it's basically like a glorified Yeti, but with a handle, with a small bottom so that you can stick it in your cup holder. And I think it's like this thing that all influencers are talking about. And I was just like,
I think it's like $80 too.
it's so weird. I don't know. Stanley Cup, it's a hot thing. Apparently
really
I'm
big.
It looks bulky. It looks like if you were going to like Dick's and like Coleman area, like you're camping with your dad or the Cub Scouts or something, and they're like, "Hey, let's get one of those cups." But
Great. Do I need to look this up? All right. Well, this was fun. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.